Hey everyone, Sir JD here with the XPlay Fans channel. I'm here to give you a quick taste of War Thunder. As of June 21st, it is, to get into it, you have to pay to get into it. And it's kind of like World of Tanks, but it has tanks, airplanes, and Navy vehicles, boats and stuff like that. As of right now, I have not been able to get the boats to work. The only way I figured out how to get to it is to go here. Be like, hey, I want to do these ship battles and take part. It's been rejected. It's not under, if you hit Y, it brings up like the different things you can do. And it's not here at all. So I'm going to take you through a few things, but I don't think this game is worth buying into right now because it's got some severe issues. First off, the menus are kind of a mess. Hitting A just brings up whatever this square is highlighted up here. So if you want to specifically target, go to something to go down to it and then hit the right trigger to bring up stuff, and then you go through all this. But it's kind of laid out the same way as like, hey, you pick crews for your tanks and all that kind of stuff. I think it does something better than World of Tanks is the upgrades and stuff are far better laid out. Like here, it's showing exactly what's next, and you're not switching out things. It's just direct upgrades. So, of course, you have, like, better suspension, which is more, like, less, like, bouncing around. Brakes, you can, it actually takes a little while to stop. So, you're actually kind of cribbing to a stop. So, that's always good to have. Like, World of Tanks has multiple ammo types, but you actually have to research them. And they do this a lot better than World of Tanks. If you see here, the shot at the top is armor piercing. And it goes through the that thickness of armor. And then when it gets inside, it explodes into little, like, death things. So I'm going to show a tank I actually have more on. This one right here. So you can see this ammo type here does that. But if I switch to this one, it goes through more ammo. So, but this one has a... it has, like, it explodes on the inside and all that kind of fun stuff. So, actually, if you saw here, I can upgrade my crew. So, let's see what we got. Let's go to my tank loader and let's put a little more in his reloading speed to do that. And to see, like, even though that said A to apply, if I hit A, it's still down here in the left corner. So, I have to actually go over here and hit right trigger on this, which is incredibly annoying. So, unlike World of Tanks, this is a lot more arcadey. We're going to start a battle. Matches tend to be faster, and you tend to die super fast. There have been a lot of times where I have died in one hit, and I've killed people in one hit. Like, if you get a shot off, and the tank only has... the way to destroy a tank is either destroy its munitions and get, like, a super hit on it, or you take out the people inside of it. A lot of the time, it will be that. The smaller tanks, you'll get a really good hit, and then the ballistics will explode inside the tank and just murder everyone. So I'm going to pick this guy out, and we're going to go to battle. Let's go. But it loads a lot faster than World of Tanks. I haven't seen too many maps. I've seen maybe 4 or 5 for tanks. That may just also be just because it's out, not fully out yet. If you're looking at my tank here, you can see that I have a reticle, like a bigger reticle. That's where I want to aim. And then the smaller reticle is actually where my legit aim is. You can zoom, you can change perspectives, and then you can zoom again. A fairly big issue I've had with this game is if you left trigger locks on. If you lock onto something and want to switch targets, you can't. It is stuck on that target until that target is gone. So let's say someone accidentally has a plane while you're in a tank and you don't really have a hope of killing them. If you target them, you are targeted on them until they are dead, which is infuriating and a very, like, a big issue that hopefully they'll fix. So we gotta... He's actually about to loop around, so we'll... So normal tanks. Look, see there, one shot, one kill. I went through and I hit his fuel actually and blew him the hell up. But like World of Tanks, if the icon's red, it won't do damage. Yellow, it might penetrate. And green, you will get a shot through. So far, the controls for a tank are very standard, like World of Tanks. My biggest issue is stuff with like, hey, playing. Oh, see, like I've now been hit, so I gotta back out of here. And of course, this idiot has slammed into me and caused me to not move, which is great. So I'm fucked because of that dude slamming into me. And that's it, because of that idiot right there. So I'm sure you're asking, why aren't you in a plane? For stuff like this, you actually have to earn a plane, I believe. I'm not specifically sure what causes you to be able to get a plane, but it'll pop up once in a while that, hey, you can go in as a plane. You can see in the bottom if I hold right bumper and see this other stuff. I don't know what that does, but you also probably noticed that I actually died and I can keep playing. So that's really nice. So that's another. This is also another fun thing that World of Tanks doesn't have is it actually shows the drop of your shell, which is really nice. So let's go. So I have a maximum, I believe in this area, of 3 tanks to use. So far I've seen light tanks, medium tanks, heavy tanks. I haven't seen heavy tanks, and then tank destroyers, and then anti-air. Thing is, though, the anti-air takes up a tank slot. So if no one's actually using, and there have been matches where no one's actually used planes, it's a waste of your tank slot. Also tanks drift, and also these dudes in the back just non-stop get messed up. But there have been times where like I've had just the right tank and gotten like 7 kills in a row just because of one shots and getting lucky. This early on, it doesn't feel like skill. It feels like, hey, I'm just getting super lucky shots and stuff like that. I'll show you a plane match after this, but the controls are very weird in a plane. It's not inverted, but until it picks to be inverted at certain points, which is infuriating because it will slam you into the ground and you'll die. Hey, buddy. But if you'll watch in the upper right corner, this game does something I really enjoy, where it's like, hey, come on, peek on out. It kind of gives you a peek of where you're hitting inside of a tank. Like, see there? I murdered a dude. And it'll show like exact what damage and like the view inside and stuff like that. So I killed that guy, but I'm gonna back on out. So my front area is all kinds of messed up. That dude's still hiding over there. Kind of peek around this. There we go. That, and if you saw just there, my targeting radius snapped forward. Oh, so I'm stuck on a plane right now. So I've actually taken out a few planes this way. And down he goes. So it's not always useless to try to do that. The guy who shouts out at you often gives you good advice. Like that guy, he told me that I've murdered their gunner, so I can kind of just chill out here and keep shooting at him until he's dead. So I need to try to aim a little lower and take out his driver. There it is. So if you saw up there, I got all of his people. Well, I'm being... So I have to hold A to try to repair, but I don't know. Oh my God, those dudes are dead. So I don't think this guy can do enough damage to me to really hurt me. Oh, there it goes. But as you can see, I killed an airplane. I killed 3 tanks. So let's move to my other tank. I'll show you my medium tank now. And air battles are essentially the same. You get allotted a certain amount of planes and stuff like that. I wish I could show you naval battles, but it just doesn't want to work. But we'll putter through here. The tank. Oh, here I can actually get a plane now. So let's get a bomber, and let's go out here. So planes in these battles seem to be timed. So you're flying in them for a limited time. For bombers, you're actually on a kind of a set course, just flying over, which is kind of nice. So you only have to really worry about, hey, what's below. All right, so as you can see there, we got some light tanks. We got some stuff happening. And of course, if you're in a bomber, you can whatever. So my plan right now is, as you can see, I'm going to drop my bombs here. And you can hear them falling. I've gotten a few good kills with this thing because the explosion's pretty big. It doesn't sound like I got anything. One of my issues is once you use this thing, it's kind of useless, and you're kind of stuck in it until time's over. I would really like it if you could just get out of the bomber once you've kind of used all your bombs. It does a Call of Duty thing that you still exist in the game world while you're in a bomber, so you will come back to a destroyed tank a lot. This match type, more often than not, it doesn't boil down to everyone's tanks being destroyed like World of Tanks. It usually boils down to capture point. As you can see in the top, those bars are disappearing, and that's what's happening. Progression is done by research. You start to research something, and then you unlock it, then you have to buy it. They of course have their premium currency, and then they have their like normal lions. Oh, hey, buddy. Like that was a one-hit kill. So you can actually show me exactly what happened. So apparently he got super lucky and took out my entire crew. I wish you would actually tell me what type of shell they used. So I'm out of tanks, so I'm going to leave. It'll give me a little wrap up. I think they could have explained the shells a little better and show exactly like they kind of explained it in a tutorial. This game has severe issues with audio clipping. And mine did it where it was like, oh, hey. Hey, oh, I don't want to go to battle. No. I had audio clipping issues where it was like, hey, this is like literally like that. So I've been using these planes. Let's do can I do a tournament? Well, actually let me do a boat battle. Nope. So let's do a plane battle for you guys, and then I'll wrap this up. Realistic just means usually like you run out of fuel or you have a limited amount of spawns. Don't like that. Arcade is when you're kind of doing wave horde based modes. I hate this mode because the AI is insanely accurate and it's not fair whatsoever. So we're gonna do an air arcade, and then the way this one is done is you're usually destroying ground forces or stuff like that to move the bar instead of capturing a point, but it needs some work. It feels like a very quick and dirty port. It just says apparently we lost that other mission, but when you're flying, you have to regulate speed and stuff like that. Apparently I'm pretty good at it. The upgrade method's still the same. You have to train crew and all that fun stuff. Achievements are super grindy. It's like destroy 1,000 vehicles in this mode, destroy 1,000 vehicles in that mode, for those who are curious. And it's not like this is like a beta build. The build is like 1 point something something. So as you can see down there, we got all these little red things. We gotta try to destroy them and stuff like that. I have a sneaking suspicion, and I don't know if this is right, that it's forcing me to do crossplay, because when the game first booted up, it's like, hey, do you want to do crossplay? And I'm like, no, I don't want to play against people who might have flight sticks. And then later on, it's like, hey, crossplay is enabled. Is that cool? And I'm like, no. So I'm going to go up after this guy. Best thing I can do. Left stick is how I'm steering, by the way. Oh, those dudes collided. There's a lot of suicide for people who get the airplanes in the tank mode. So what I'm trying to do is line up my reticle with this lead marker. Apparently that guy logged out, maybe? I don't know. There's a lot of that where my plane will just entirely flip over. And when the plane flips, you lose all control of the thing. So let's at least try to get this guy. Oh, come on. Oh, I think he's finished. There it is. Yep. Because there's 2 states of damage in this mode. You are like dead. Like you got blown the hell up. For some reason, my guns have overheated. You are dead. Like that. A lot of that happens where you're just dead. And it gives you no reason of what happened. Oh, like the El Professor, I think, might be a person on a PC. But there's a lot of, like, just dying. Yep. Good job, El Professor. So this has forced crossplay on me when I have opted out of it. So many angry people. Oh, I can't. Wow, that took a few seconds to go away. But it's very, very dirty port that I don't think they have any right now forcing asking for people to pay into it. I think it should be free from the get-go. Alright, he's dead. I do like how El Professor stole my kill. I also like that he is clearly not assisting me right now when I am being tailed. There are a lot of, if you run into someone, you get the credit for their kill. But yeah, that is actually very bad of them. Because there is a slider that I ticked to not play in crossplay. Because it's exactly what I don't want to deal with. Like, people who either think they are too good to be with Xbox people or... Oh, come on. See, there, for no reason at all, my controls flipped. Can I report you? Complain. Ooh. Alright, that's cool to know. Alright, cool. Launch me out, please. There we go. But yeah, it's not a game I think that's worth the money right now. The air, I don't know. I need to figure out if my HOTAS works for this, like I use for Elite Dangerous. But it's very disappointing that the airplane controls are very lackluster. The random flips, like it will randomly flip to inverted for no reason that I just, maybe that's just a bug or So he's going to go down probably. Unless he lands? I don't know if you can land or not. I don't know. It'd be really cool. Just get out with a rifle and just start shooting into the air wildly. Oh, like, I don't know what's happening. Like what the fuck was that? Like, literally there, I tapped the ground, and my controls inverted and then uninverted themselves. Well, anyways, I am Zero JD. This is the X-Play Fans channel. This was War Thunder. It's got some severe issues. I would not suggest buying into it right now. Don't do this. Don't be this kind of person. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Check out our other videos and have a nice day.